Greetings and salutations, welcome to a brand new video with me, Loki. It's finally here. We've got some information about Football Manager 2017. Now, I think it was shown before the Watford game on their big screen, because obviously Miles Jacobson, whichever he wants to go with, put it on the big screen. And also, Football Manager released a Twitter with this very short video. So the video itself is only 34 seconds. So what I've done is I've gone into the editor, I've recorded the video and then edited it so I could stretch out all those screenshots so we can take a look at all the screens and try and work out what's different, what's been improved. So first off, I think we're going to start with some lovely new animations. Let's have a look. There's no sound. Right, here we go. Okay, so there was a few of the new animations. What I got from that was it's nice to see the goalkeeper. As you know, if you've watched my channel, this is a big bugbear of me, the goalkeeper AI. But there was a few shots there where the goalkeeper actually tipped it over the bar or saved it but pushed the ball well wide instead of just like giving it back to the attacker, which they seem to do far too much. So that's some nice stuff. So what we can do now is I've stretched it out, but we can also slow it down if I find the right button. Here we go. So here's the first screen that comes up. It says there's apparently 1 million new features, but I think that's 10,000. We'll have a look in a minute. And this is the end of the match screen. I'm just going to go through and sort of quickly rush through it. I'm not going to go too mad on the detail, but let me know in the comments if you see anything that's new that I miss. I'm going to miss plenty, or I'm going to say stuff that was already there before because I don't really look at it. So make sure you're keeping an eye out and you can tell me what I've missed and stuff that you spot. So there we've got a sort of end of match screen. We have Aurelio Gomez is his new, so we've got 1,000 new features. Don't think anything's radically different here. I'm not expecting to see, you know, some massive change, but we're just sort of keeping an eye on stuff. I've already been through a couple of these just to get it going, and there is definitely some features. And also, I think they've tried to make everything a bit more sort of infographic, especially in the email, which we're going to go through now. So normally I can't get rid of that 1,000 new features. But there's a transfer and contracts here. Transfer says, this looks interesting. So like Carl Stewart, he's on the loan list. He needs to increase his playing time. So you can apply to all. You can do all sorts of stuff there. As requested, I've completed my fortnightly report regarding transfer and contract decisions. See below for a summary. So nice little summary windows, which I really appreciate, because anything that can speed up the game a little bit and give you all the information, that's fantastic. So next screen we see is the choose Watford captain for the season. You have been asked to declare your captain and vice captain. For your convenience, the list of players from which the captain and vice captain are selected is ordered by the suitability for the role. So this is really nice because, as you know, when you're going to choose that, normally then you have to go, okay, I'm not sure, so I have to go into my tactics and look at the stats or the attributes of the person, come back in, choose the captain. So that's nice. They've just put it all on one screen. We can see who's good at what, who's a good leader. That's nice. Just a little sort of quality of life improvement. Next up, we've got a commercial summary. I love numbers and analytics and stuff like that, so this sort of suits me down to the ground. So we're just getting a bit more detail as to the commercial summary. So we've got most notable new deal, which is with a telecommunications company for 9.25. 6 new deals for 17 million a year. We can't quite see all that's going on here. Matchday commercial retail, 53k last season, blah, blah, blah. All this sort of stuff. Total merchandise sales were 151 and non-domestic 15. The club sold a total of 1,000. And then you just got a picture of the shirts instead of just a list of names for the most popular shirt sales. So really nice, much like I said, an infographic, a summary. Really nice to get all that detail in one spot. Next up, we've got a look at Fabio Corandini. Obviously, they're all Watford players. Ooh. Staff roles, data analyst. Interesting. He's the chief data analyst. I wonder. Wow, that's really interesting. I wonder how they're going to implement that in the actual game then. Is there new attributes, or is there, or it all comes out of one? I can't see any just with a quick look. Obviously, a lot of these will be included in Data Analyst, but that's interesting. I wonder what they actually do. I like that. I like the idea of that because all clubs have one. Oh, this is easier. Yeah, it looks like the same stats, but I'm very interested to see how the Data Analyst. Okay, well, we kind of answered our own question here. So the next screen is our Chief Data Analyst. It attaches an analysis of the team's performance in our recent match against AFC Wimbledon, which we won 3-1. So the match summary, we got a score, we got a focus of the attacks down the right wing. Highest pass was Etienne Capoue. Key passes, bunch of players there. Is the FA Cup. Focus of attacks, 26% central, 46%. I like this. This looks really, really good. Possession and shots, you can see our heat map there. We've got an 8.8 rating. Worst performance and worst performance. I think maybe that probably needs to be fixed. There'll probably be a best performance because that looks like 8.8. Highest quality. That's the sort of basic stuff you get anyway after like a man of the match performance. But that's really, really nice. I like this heat map because I never really got into the whole heat map thing in previous version. It's just like an extra layer I didn't know. But to be able to see it, that's fantastic. Right. Next screen, we've got a monthly financial update. Finance is obviously a massive part of Football Manager, and this is a nice little overview rather than sort of forgetting your finances and checking it, just before the January transfer window. You can actually see what's going on. So here's the latest financial information. We've got 41 million in the bank, 20 million profit loss. Lovely. Income for the month, expenditure for the month. Really nice, easy numbers, easy breakdown. I know a lot of people just don't really bother looking at the finances apart from how much money they've got in the bank. So this is just a nice way to see if your club's doing all right. Monthly merchandise income, 1.5 monthly, nice. 21% domestic. Buyout fees available for 2 transfer clauses. Financial fair play, yeah, make sure we're all really good. That's really nice. Nice little summary window. Next up, what we've got here. So this is a fitness test from the head physio. I have a quick report on the late fitness test regarding the conditioning of Juan Pablo Paredes ahead of the match against Ross County. Recommended to be limited to a maximum of 30 minutes of action. Recently recovering from a dead leg. The medical team advised you that whilst you are free to disregard this advice, you will increase the chance of aggravating existing injuries by selecting players who are not fully fit. You're advised to also consider the match sharpness of the player, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we know that stuff. But that's really nice. Just a little bit more information from your head physio. That's really good. I do like that. It just brings, that's what happens with the fitness test. I wonder if you ask for the fitness tests or they just, produce them every time somebody's coming back from injury and there's a game sort of thing. But nice touch. So 20,000 new media items. Great. Next window we've got is the action zone and focus of attack screen. I quite like the focus of attacks we saw in the heat map earlier, the pro zone stuff. Deeney impresses for Watford. These are the news articles that require our attention. For our attention, that's a basic. It's a bit more detailed. Like if your player got man of the match and he'd say, "Oh, he scored a wonderful goal from 20 yards out with a curling right foot effort." Now he actually sort of gives you a bit more information: 2 goals, assists, ratings, tackles completed, passes completed. I'm assuming we might see it in a minute. No, we're not going to see it. Next up, we've got Director of Football. Roger's now homegrown. Just a message to say that he's been resident homegrown. That's lovely. I like the way they're doing it in these different colours for the sort of infomercial stuff like this. Choose managerial style. I don't think anything looks different there. You can choose. It looks like you can choose like a template style. This looks like a drop down where you can choose, rather than assigning each point, you can say, look, I'm a youth man, I'm a good motivator or something like that. That's all right. That's not too, especially for new players. Then we've got this heat map thing again. Looks fine. It might have been there before. Like I said, I really wasn't using that much in the way of heat maps and all that sort of stuff. We've got a new scouting report screen, which is quite nice. They just seem to have cleaned everything up a little bit and made it nice and easy to read and understand. And you can look at this and go, okay, they play a 4-3-3, even though it says they're playing 4-4-2. But this is their projected lineup, so that's really nice. Closing down, mixed, yeah. You've got squad comparison, ones to watch, and players that are unavailable. Just cleaned it up a bit. I like it. A little bit more information. Then we've got Your it looks like the under-18s manager, talking about the under-18s football, and it gives you the player ratings for the game. That's really good if you want to keep an eye on your players a little bit more in depth. It says, Ray J was particularly interested in me. The Watford central midfielder looked comfortable on the ball and showed a couple of nice touches. So that's great. A little bit more information there. Got 1,500 new animations. So this is the team report. It seems to have changed the way it looks a bit. We've got customizations on and off. We've got, roles, formations, show. Just, again, it's very similar information, but that's much more easier to see than that big long list that just went out. So I'm all for stuff that just sort of cleans the game up a little bit. Next, we got a transfer offer for Troy Deeney. I imagine they're gonna add a few more little contract clauses and all these additional clauses you can put into the game. Like I said, if I'm missing anything or stuff was already there, please let me know in the comments. Next up, we got one of our staff is doing a qualification. Good for him. 4 months due. Yeah, that's fine. What for training camp, so we can see a bit more in detail the training camp, who's injured, the squad size, how many slots we've got available, the cost of it. I like it. Again, clearing it up, making it all clear, one screen, all the information you need. So this is the team report. So much like the player, it looks basically like a player report, a scouting report. This is quite nice. So a physically strong squad that like little to worry about in that department. 12 of the total 23 assists have come from the left-hand side of the pitch. Lead the league in tackle success rate, have the best away record in the league. The squad lacks quality decision making. I like it. Again, just little quality of life improvements. So set formations. So what can we gather from this formation screen? There's not too much. This was one of their most recent fixes, wasn't it, really, this whole formation thing. So I didn't expect much in the way. There may be a few more on here. I'm not really sort of looking. You've got your assistant manager's recommendation down at the bottom there. But the rest looks pretty similar. I don't think there's anything crazy. But we'll know better when we look in the game. Pre-season. Oh, steady. Missed the button. Is that what we're on? Yeah. So the pre-season report, team watch. I'm following the regarding news article for your attention. That's just so you can keep an eye on in pre-season, which is great because I never managed the team in pre-season. Career game setup. So starting job. Starts game as club manager in England. Sky Bet League One. Here are your teams. Okay. So rather than the sort of big list, the drop-down menus, and you go to the next drop-down menu, just a bit tidier, really. And then we've got the advanced setup. Play the game. Know the game. Football Manager 2017. Lots more features. Oh, for fuck's sake. Lots more features to come, big and small. And we will be arrived in October. Right, so release date November the 4th. I think that's pretty much it on the video. So a couple of interesting things to note. I think there was lots of little smaller quality of life changes. Obviously, every year they try to add new media stuff and add new animations. That just gets slowly better. There's no radical changes. One of the things most interesting for me that they didn't even show anything of was training. And I think this is one of the biggest things for a lot of people is they just need to redo training in its entirety, to rip it out, start again. And the fact they've not mentioned any of that, just showed no screens remotely related to training, suggests that maybe we've got a chance, boys. This might actually happen, which would be absolutely fantastic. Also, the youth teams, all we saw that was the team report or the match report from the under-18s. We don't see anything about that. I think they're the two biggest things that people want, is just an overhaul of the way the youth system works and the training. So there's definitely still hope. This is obviously a little teaser. They're not going to release any. Miles already said that he's not going to release any of the big stuff today. So it was just the little bits. And like I said, quality of life insurance, having those images that show everything, good summaries and stuff like that, just speeds the game up for everyone, I think. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. And let's hope for more information soon. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll do all the news updates as soon as they appear. I'll get a video recorded and out to you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.